Hi, my name is Thao, and this is my introduction to radians. First, we will be learning what a radian is and how radians and degrees relate to one another. If you do not know what a radian is a unit for measuring angles, which can be commonly associated with circles. So to go more into depth, I'd like to draw it. So here is a circle. Let's make it big enough. And then this is the center. So from the distance from the center to the outer circle would be called the radius. The radius is different compared to the radian, and I'll show that. But the distance from the distance right here, we can call that r for radius. And we can make another radius, and we can also call that a radius. And so this creates an angle. This part, however, right here is called an arc. So when the arc is the same length as the radius, that makes the angle 1 radian. So in order for there to be a radian, the arc length has to be the same as the radius. So this is 1. Let me go in a different color. For short, a radian is also known as RAD. Or rad. Okay. And so since that is 1 radian, we do know that in a full circle there is 360 degrees. And so we also know that 360 degrees is equals to 2 pi radian. Thus, a whole circle has 2 pi radian. And to figure out how much is in just half a circle, we'll just divide both of these by 2. Divide by 2. And then we'll learn that 180 degrees is equals to 1 pi radian. Okay. So to figure out how much is just in 1 radian, we can divide both sides by pi once more. So that makes 1 radian equals 180 degrees divided by pi, or over pi. To figure out how many radians equals to 1 degree, we can do it the other way. So let me just rewrite it. 360 degrees equals 2 pi radian but however this time we will be dividing. Let's divide by 360 degrees and whatever you must do to one side you must do it to the other. So that equals to 1 degree, and this will make this equation equal out to 1 degree equals to 1 pi radian over 180 degrees. Okay. In these, you don't really have to just imagine the radian is invincible though, because there's not really it doesn't really add any significance into calculator work. This would just be 1 degree equals pi over 180. Okay, and so we can move on to some examples. Right here. Okay. And then so from this we can learn the relationship between a radian and a degree. And so they are able to convert to one another through its relationship. So if we have an example let's do a degree first. We have 270 degrees and we want to convert that into a radian. We would take this and basically use this formula. So this would be 270 degrees times, I will just put a 1 over this, under this, so it look easier to see, but it's basically the same thing. Multiplies by pi and divided by 180. This will equals out to, we can just multiply across and then simplify later. So 270 pi over 180, and then this can simple out to 3 pi over 2. And so these are the same thing, except they're converted into different units. And so if we want to turn one radican into a degree, we would simply use this formula. And so here's an example of 11 pi over divide by 6. And we can multiply this by 180 divide by pi. And this would equal out to 1980. And here the pi's will cancel out as well, and then and that will be able to equal out to 330 degrees. And that is it. So thank you for listening to my explanation and my introduction to radians.